Well, good evening, race fans of the internet. Welcome back to another feature presentation of the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association Street Stocks, broadcasted live at the USA International Speedway here in Lakeland, Florida. Tonight, I'll be your host. My name is Ryan Williams. Looks like riding solo dolo here this evening with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks as we get into round 11 of 12, the penultimate round, the final dirt race of the year for the SOAR Street Stocks. As we get right into some qualifying here, let's tune on in with a couple of cars on the Speedway. There it is. Brian Hacker, defending winner, won last week at the Indiana Raceway Park. He's currently the first car out here to take his two qualifying laps here at the USA International Speedway as Aaron Thompson, Kyle Buck come in with their first one. And Hacker a little bit faster, 26.83 on lap number one for Brian Hacker. Let's jump around here, find a couple other cars to take a look at here. Rodney Huntoon there in car number 47 on the Speedway, picking up speed down the back straightaway here. Now the front straightaway at the USA International Speedway. Huntoon on lap number one now. Huntoon working through lap number one. Let's look on here with James Murphy, the Talking Dirt entry. In car number 65, Murphy, good looking ride out of Ridgeway, South Carolina. He pushes a little bit high on the racetrack here. Current fast time, Brian Hacker, 27.03. 27.03 was his last time by. Let's see here. Let's look at best times, 26.83. Thomas Frisch now to the top of the board. 26.78 for Thomas Frisch, defending series champion, straight to the top in his second appearance this season. Now James Murphy looking to do a little bit better here. Murphy into three and out of four. See if he can nail this corner here. Got a good lap on lap number one. Still Frisch top of the boards. Hacker second. Town third. LeDuc fourth. Rutherford fifth. And James Murphy to ninth on lap number one. There in car number 65. The Ridgeway Rocket looking good here on lap number two. Let's find somebody else to watch here for just a moment. There's Daryl Dillon, driver of the number 7 car. Daryl here with a good looking lap number one. Turn back to James. He's about to cross that start-finish stripe for his second of two laps here in car number 65. Murphy out of turn number 4. Here comes car number 65. Where does the Rocket end up? Fourth quick for James Murphy. Good lap, 26.90. 26 with a 90 for James Murphy. Austin Albritton here, the Tampa, Florida native, driving car number 1 tonight. We'll take the zoom-in approach here. Albritton takes away fourth from Murphy at a 26.88 second lap time. LeDuc, 7th quick for Ricky LeDuc. Now, Rodney Huntoon currently 20th on the timesheets. Is Joshua Dube now going to be the last car to come out to take times besides Nathan Wenzel, as Dube powers it into turns 3 and 4 here. And he will come to take his green flag 2 laps the distance for the Scooby-Doo Express, Joshua Dube in car number 9. Dube got off the gas there. Let's actually take a closer look here. Go inside the cockpit with Joshua Dube. Joshua Dube. We'll take you inside the cockpit here. Did you hear him let out the gas just a little bit? Not quite what I would be doing in this situation here. A lot of these drivers, though, not as much experience on dirt as some others. And we are seeing that play a major factor here. Let's see how LeDube gets into turns 1 and 2. Oh, he must be done there. 9th quick for Dube. On lap number 2, I tried to read Ricky LeDuc's name and Joshua Dube's name at the same time, got LeDube. That was kind of funny there, but here we go. There's your qualifying standings. Frisch the quickest, Hacker second, Town third, Albritton, Murphy. Your top 5, Dillon, LeDuc, Rutherford, Dube, and Sale. Your top 10. Following them, David Gross coming home 11th in qualifying. Elliott Vining, 12th. Aaron Thompson, 13th. Daniel Brown, 14th quick. Brian Toller, Kyle Buck, Colton Martin, Jonathan Goodman, Reed Christensen, and William Banta round out the top 20. Then Rodney Huntoon was 21st. Nathan Wenzel so far not taking a time in the 03 car. So we want to thank everybody for joining us early here on TDTV. Reminder, this is the penultimate race of this season. Just one race left for the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks, and then us at TDTV will be looking to pick up something new until season number 4 comes for the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. So it looks like they will attempt to have a B main here with just 2 cars. Not sure what's going on there, but next week, of course, we'll be at the home track per se. We'll be at the Myrtle Beach Speedway for the final round number 12 of the 3rd season for the Southern Outlaw Street Stock Series. So far this year, Brian Hacker is your bound and away point leader. Hacker had that little thing of his of winning every other race until it was broken by Austin Albritton, who won back-to-back Week 8 and Week 9. And then Brian Hacker came back last week with a vengeance, wins at the Indiana Raceway Park. And tonight looks to go back-to-back here, as he'll have to do it the hard way, as we'll pull up your qualifying results very, very quickly to show you guys how these guys shook out here. Fresh was fastest. Hacker will go to the back. So Jeffrey Town moves up to the front row here, and I believe there is a $50 back row challenge by way of our fine friends over at Sim Racers for mental health, amongst others. And I do believe that Town and Fresh both will most likely take that challenge. Austin Albritton will roll off. He qualified 4th quick. He will end up rolling off either from the pole or, from 2nd or 3rd here, as we get set to see who takes that back road challenge for this race. Then it was Murphy 5th quick, Dylan LeDuc, Rutherford Dube, Sail your top 10, David Gross, Elliot Vining, Aaron Thompson, Danny Brown, Brian Toller, Kyle Buck, Colt Martin, Jonathan Goodman, the top 18. A few more to look at here. Reed Christensen, series founder and promoter. Reed a little bit off here early in the running. 19th for Christensen, 20th for Banta, 21st for Huntoon, and 22nd quick went to Nathan Wenzel, who did not post a time in qualifying. So kind of struggling here tonight. Not sure what's going on here. Haven't had any contact with the co-host just yet tonight. Hoping to hear from him soon to make sure he is A-okay. But we're going to ride this wave here tonight and get set for a big night of racing action here. 50 laps the distance tonight at the USA International Speedway, as we get set to get into what could be a very, very exciting race here. A lot of really good dirt ringers amongst everybody else who has been so good this season, especially on asphalt. And I've been telling these guys, put in the practice, become good at this dirt stuff, because it is a major factor in this series, especially if you are running for points. It's been a really, really big thing for these guys to be both good at asphalt and on dirt, as there's a good mixture of both. And if you're battling 1 and 2 with another guy, and then you get to a dirt track you've put in the practice, he hasn't, then you're going to be in a major advantage. That's what I've kind of been preaching to all these guys all year long, and we'll see who has heeded my advice as we get into tonight's main event. Yeah, Alex, man, those updates were absolutely insane. I actually ended up doing them last Thursday, but yeah, those updates were absolutely insane. Glad that we are getting into some racing action here tonight, as we are fast forwarding through what should have been this B main. And as soon as that is done, we will line up for tonight's 50 lap main event here with the Southern Outlaw Street Stock Racing Association, brought to you by Outlaw Performance, down there on the bottom left hand of the screen. Also by the Talking Nerd Podcast. Talking Nerd Podcast now live. Go listen to it wherever you find your favorite podcast. Myself and my co-host Matt Pridgeon got into a pretty heated discussion there for a little while, and then go check it out today wherever you find your favorite podcasts. We're also brought to you by Southeastern Performance, among others. Big thanks to Reed Christensen for having us on, and everybody else who helps promote this series. We have an absolute blast with it. Looking forward to be back for season number 4 on the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Especially looking forward to next week, man. Final race of the year, the Myrtle Beach Speedway, 125 laps to crown Season 3's champion. And right now looks like Brian Hacker may have that one all but wrapped up as we get set for tonight's 50-lap main event. Reminder We here at TDTV will be back this coming Thursday night. This coming Thursday night, we'll be back. More DOB Big Block Modified racing action coming at you. And we're working on some other special stuff that should begin here in just a week or two. We'll let you guys know as we are updated. So not quite sure yet what the happenings are on the Speedway. Is well, right now nothing's happening on the Speedway as we await, I guess, the time expiration on what's supposed to be a B main event, as it looks like nobody has gridded. Nobody is going to come out. So, wah, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to this boring part of the stream. As I believe here, let's see. There we are. Let's skip right ahead. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your main event of the evening. 22 cars signed in for 50 laps of action here at the USA International Speedway. And this is how they will line up. So we'll go by what's on the screen now. Qualifying on the pole at a 26.780 second lap time, defending series champion, representing Sim Racers for Mental Health, the number 54, it is Thomas Frisch. To his outside, representing the Empire Racing team, but going to the back after taking the winner's EOL, it'll be the number 11. That'll be points leader this season, Mr. Brian Hacker. Going back to row number 2, how they qualified. On the inside, car number 13 this week. Hailing from Michigan, it'll be none other than Jeffrey Town. To his outside, representing All Seeing Motorsports, the number 1 machine, a back-to-back winner this season just 3 and 2 weeks ago. It'll be none other than Mr. Austin Albritton. And rolling off from the 5th spot, Ridgeway, South Carolina driver James Murphy in the TDTV. Car number 65. Rolling off on his outside, it'll be another driver out of the Carolinas region. Car number 7, that'll be Daryl Dillon, starting 7th. Going back to row number 4 here, Ricky LeDuc inside in car number 96. Outside of him, car number 35. After a good run last week at IRP, it'll be Andrew Rutherford, the Michigan native, in car number 35. Going back to row number 5 on the inside, it'll be the Mystery Machine, car number 9. It'll be Joshua Doob. And to his outside, starting 10th, in car number 12, it'll be Dylan Sale. Going back to row number 6, starting 11th, it'll be Michigan's David Gross in car 41. To his outside, Sumter, South Carolina's Elliott Vining will be in car number 49. Moving back in the field here, starting 13th, leading row number 7, excuse me. I almost said row 14 for some reason. It'll be Aaron Thompson there. Car number 19 for Aaron Thompson this week. Outside of him, starting 14th, it'll be Danny Brown. Car number 33. Rolling off inside of row number 8, it'll be the 05 machine. That'll be Kyle Buck. Or actually, that'll be Brian Toller in the number 2. Rolling off 16th, it will be Kyle Buck. Rolling off 17th, it'll be Colton Martin. Rolling off 18th, Jonathan Goodman out of Illinois, car number 10. Rolling off 19th, it'll be Georgia native Reed Christensen in car number 30, representing Southern Outlaw Esports. And to his outside, car number 51, that'll be William Banta, rolling off from 20th. 21st starter here tonight, it'll be the number 47 of Rodney Huntoon. And your 22nd and final starter out of the New England region, the car number 03, that will be Nathan Wenzel. As always, guys, before we get started with tonight's feature event, go ahead, follow us right there at that link, facebook.com/Talking Dirt, to keep up with all things Talking Dirt as we get set to take a green flag at tonight's 50-lap main event. So how does the cookie crumble on this one? Does Thomas Frisch come back with a vengeance? Can Austin Albritton redeem himself from last week and go back to victory lane? Can Daryl Dillon find his first win of the year? Will Ricky LeDuc find his first win of the year? Race fans watching at home, it is almost time as we head down the front straightaway here and the lights will go out. There is your 1 to green. Get ready, race fans. It's about to be on like Donkey Kong. These guys about to put on a heck of a show here. I'm not quite sure why James Murphy dropping to the back here. Shouldn't have been eligible for tonight's back row challenge. I'll try and find out what's going on there a little bit later, but we'll have to see James Murphy try to come from the back here to the front of the Speedway. Good to be here at the USA International Speedway. I believe our first time covering this track here on TDTV as we get set for tonight's green flag, and we will kick off the action here off of turn number 4. There goes the iRacing pace truck, and Thomas Frisch and Austin Albritton will lead us to green down the front straightaway, and we are underway. Instantly a lead here for Frisch as we look back at Albritton, who had his hands full right now with the 7 of Dylan, the 96 of LeDuc. LeDuc going to challenge to the inside. Dylan not letting him get away, but Dylan going to drift high here, going to allow the inside to LeDuc. And whoa, we got a couple around. We got a big pile up in the back here. Wow, we got a big pile up. Murphy involved, Huntoon involved, Hacker trying to get through it. Colt Martin involved, Jonathan Goodman. Dylan Sale, I believe, is where it triggered. Josh Dube involved as well. Dube was starting 9th. Finds himself caught up in this one, as that is not what you like to see here off the jump. As let's watch him down the backstretch here. Let's kick it super slow-mo. As, ooh, the number 19, where is he going down there on the bottom? So was it the 19? Wow, let's take that in replay once again. I want to see what happened here. As it looks like the 12 just skips up underneath the 9 car. As they head down the backstretch. Yeah, he's into the bumper there. The 9 car gives him a shot, leans on him. 9 up into the 35 of Rutherford, and all heck breaks loose from there. As multiple cars get involved here. Wow, man. Wow is right. Multiple cars getting involved in that one. As we come back live here and look at the field, there is your rundown at the top of the screen. Big pile up here on lap number 2 of 80. Whoa, we've upped it. Oh, my schedule said 50 laps, 80 laps. The main event here tonight at the USA International Speedway. First time I'm seeing that one, as we are currently working our caution number 1. I gotta step aside and go grab something to drink real quick, but I will be right back as we get set to resume racing action from the USA International Speedway. Just as I suspected, we are rejoining you guys as we get set for our first restart of the night here after a big pile up there on lap number 2. iRacing pace truck dips down off of the Speedway, and here we go. Thomas Frisch instantly back to the loud pedals. We restart into lap number 5. Albritton going to duck down behind him. Both guys going to fight for the bottom lane here at the USA International Speedway. There's LeDuc right behind him, battling now with Daryl Dillon. David Gross and Aaron Thompson go to battle here. Whoa, we got some more around at the back. We got 2 around at the back. It's the 03 of Wenzel and the 10 of Goodman. Wenzel able to get around him here. Jonathan Goodman going to pull down to the bottom. Needs to take a tow into the pits here, as your leaders are going to quickly approach him here, as the 54 Frisch, who currently leads, will hit the back straight away here on lap number 6. Looking like the number 10 made his way to the pit road area. As we look back here at a battle brewing, Albritton was challenging LeDuc for a second. Let's look even further back. David Gross, a little bit of damage on the 41 car as he made his way around the number 19. Back behind them, 35, excuse me, that's the 35 of Rutherford battling with the 49 of Vining. Single filed out right now. Jeffrey Town in the 2 car right behind these guys. Good looking paint scheme for Town this week as he battles to the inside of the 49 machine of Elliott Vining. Town going to get around Vining there in corner number 1. Good move there for Jeffrey Town in the 13 car, as he is coming from the back here, looking for that back row challenge here tonight, sponsored by Sim Racers for Mental Health, as Vining now going to get proceeded onto by Josh Dube here in car number 9. Danny Brown, a little bit loosey-goosey behind him. James Murphy, whoa, we got one around. Looks like Dylan Sale in car number 12. Murphy involved as well. That'll bring out caution number 2 of this event. Let's hit that replay button once again here, race fans watching at home. And we will find out just what happened to Dylan Sale here, or if it was triggered by Murphy. There's James Murphy right in front of him. Let's see here what happens. Oh, it was in front of these guys. It was Brian Toller. Wow, Brian Toller actually triggering this one. Let's look on with Brian Toller. Oh, yeah, he got a right front to the rear from the 51 car. That's William Banta. So Toller and Banta make contact. Murphy gets... Oh, wow, Murphy got a shot to the tail by the 12 of Dylan Sale. And around went both of those gentlemen as we kick it back live here and look on at the number 2 machine of Toller. Let's have a closer look at that 51 of Banta, see if there's any contact, as it looks like William Banta will be sent to the tail possibly here. Yes, he will. Will Banta going to be sent to the tail for rough driving, I presume? That's a good-looking City Chevrolet number 51 as well, paying homage to Mr. Cole Trickle from the Days of Thunder movie. Good-looking ride there for William Banta. Dylan Sale right there in the 12, going to go around him as well. Nathan Wenzel also in car number 03. James Murphy. Still not a lot of damage there on the TDTV sponsored entry for Murphy, as he's got to make up 18 spots to get to the front here. There's a good look at Colton Martin there. Good-looking number 4 car signed in here tonight. Like the paint job on that one. 47, a classic look there for Rodney Huntoon. Brian Hacker, he's back up to 15th from his last place starting position. Kyle Buck, he's up 2 spots to 14th. Brian Toller up 2 as well. He goes in 13th at the time. Looks like he will retain his spot after the incident earlier on. Reed Christensen, plus 7 so far. Started 19th now to 12th for the car number 30. Danny Brown up 3. He's 11th after starting 14th. Josh Dube, -1, the only minus driver that we've seen so far. -1 for Josh Dube there in the mystery machine number 9. We get set to double file back up here. Top 5, Thomas Frisch, Ricky LeDuc, Austin Albritton, Darrell Dillon, and Aaron Thompson, with David Gross rounding out those first 3 rows. Now let's look up front here as Thomas Frisch, there in the Reps Esports number 54, looking to pick up right where he left off. Remember, dominated Season 2 for these Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Hasn't been with us much here in Season 3, but when he has been good. And so far tonight, he has been extremely good as Thomas Frisch gets set to lead us off turn number 4. Green flag is going to fly once again here at USA. Now, look for this track really to start widening out here before long. I really believe that it will. This thing is going to become a heck of a racetrack as, oh boy, Danny Brown to the bottom here. Caution flag is back out for the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Danny Brown looks like the party at fault here. Let's see what happens as he gets into turns 1 and 2. Oh, yeah, just loops it. Yeah, Brown just loops it. He catches a shot in the shorts from Hacker, and around he goes. And Brown going to have to pull into the pits here. Josh Dube going to pull into the pits as well. And that will trigger caution number 3 of the night. Once again, thanks for joining us so far tonight. Still a good bit over 60 laps. I believe 66 left to go officially here with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. As we've had a bit of a caution fest so far on the night. Not something that we're used to from these Southern Outlaws. But most of the racing up front has been good. Let's see if it continues that way As here is a look at your field as they cross the start-finish line. There's David Gross, there's Jeff Town, Andrew Rutherford, Elliott Vining, Reed Christensen, your top 10. Christensen now +9 with the departure of Danny Brown. So, ladies and gentlemen, this race just got thrown on its head. And looks like drivers are only going to have enough fuel to run 40 laps here at USA tonight. So, the race will be cut in half. The race will be cut in half. Drivers don't have enough fuel to run the remaining 40 laps. So, it will be a 40-lap main event tonight at the USA International Speedway. Interesting stuff, to say the least. As I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but we get set for a restart here. So officially now 24 laps to go. As Thomas Frisch gonna hit the loud pedal, and we are back underway at USA International Speedway. LeDuc gonna give chase, and we are racing into turns 1 and 2. There's contact behind these guys, as everybody looks like they will get through 1 and 2 clean. As Elliott Vining trying to make a move there on Jeff Town. Vining down on the bottom. Town a little contact with Christensen. Christensen going to fall back in line here. Reed back to 10th. Town 9th. Vining 8th. Thompson right in front of these guys, battling with Rutherford. Contact between he and Rutherford. Oh boy, that's not good. Vining to the bottom. There's contact all over the place. These guys racing hard for position. When you cut the laps in half, everybody's going to race just a little bit harder. As we get into some heavy traffic here. As guys trying to pass one another out of turn number 2 there, not happening. As the 30 of Christensen still way loosey-goosey trying to get around the 19 of Thompson. Look back up front. What's that gap look like? Frisch has a gap. It's about a car length and a half over Ricky LeDuc right now. It's about another 2 car lengths back to Darrell Dillon, currently in 3rd. So don't mind the lap 19 of 20 or 19 of 80 you see at the top of your screen. This race has been cut in half due to fuel concerns. It'll be a 40-lap main event. Again, 40-lap main event here tonight at the USA International Speedway. Looking back at a battle right now, Murphy and Huntoon. Huntoon pushes way high. Murphy will clear him off turn number 4. Now gets to work quickly on Elliott Vining. James only has 20 laps left to make something happen here. Searching for his first career SOAR Outlaw win. And up in front of them, there's Christensen. Christensen +10. Thompson +5. Rutherford +1. Go up to David Gross +6. Ricky LeDuc working hard to try and catch Thomas Frisch. Nothing doing for him just yet. As you see LeDuc, his corner exit a little bit lower than what we've seen so far tonight out of Frisch. As there's the battle for the race lead with now just 19 laps to go. There's Darrell Dillon riding in 3rd currently. Oh, boy. Danny Brown at the bottom of the speedway. Brian Toller at the bottom of the speedway. Caution flag will fly as we will take a look back and see what brings out your 4th caution of the night here with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. We'll watch it from the beginning here as there's the 2 of Brian Toller. Comes down the racetrack just a little bit. Danny Brown's down there. Nowhere for him to go. And that is what triggers the caution here, as now the number 2 and the 33 both will continue on the speedway. As we look back up at the front here, Frisch the leader, LeDuc still 2nd, Dillon still 3rd, Albritton's drifted back to 4th, Gross is back to 5th, Town is 6th, Rutherford, Thompson, Christensen, Hacker. Your top 10 as we sit 18 laps to go of 40 here tonight at the USA International Speedway. So looks like we now have our one to go to green signal from the starter here at the USA International Speedway as these cars work their way down the back straightaway for the final time before we go green. There they come, race fans. Good look at your field here. 24 laps in of 80. Closing in on 16 to go once we take the green flag. As Thomas Frisch working the field like a magician so far here tonight as he gets set and will fire off turn number 4. Green flag back in the air as we race into turns 1 and 2. Here they come, and now we got a challenger on the top. LeDuc, will he be able to make the move? Ricky LeDuc trying it, and keeping trying it. They are double file down the back straightaway. Lost my words there for a second, but now they'll single file out. Here comes Daryl Dillon to the top. Dillon gonna work the top, little contact there between he and Town as we locked in right now on the battle for third. 3 cars for third, 3 wide. LeDuc battling with Frisch, but behind him, Dillon, Town, Gross, 3 wide right now to round out the podium. Advantage right now goes to the 2 machine of Town down the back straightaway. Look back up front. How close is this battle? Not close enough to keep an eye on it. We're still 3 wide for third here with only 14 laps remaining tonight at USA. And they're still 3 wide off of turn number 4. Contact behind them, Christensen and Thompson. And we got caution for, I believe, Jonathan Goodman here. There's a 4 or 5 car pile up over in turn number 3. That was getting good, race fans. Oh my goodness. It was actually in front of Goodman. He runs into it here. Does it look like Dylan Sale involved here? The 05 of Kyle Buck amongst others. I will rewind once again here and see exactly what happens. Buck checks up for the 11 of Hacker. Sale, oh yeah, Dylan Sale just gets in, doesn't have time to check up into the backside of the 05. Murphy, wow, Murphy dodges it by a needle. Murphy threads the needle. Oh, then gets punted by the 30. Oh, wow, Danny Brown gets into the back of James Murphy. More harm to Brown's number 33 than Murphy 65 out of that event as guys continued to pile into that one. 10 gets into a 47. Huntoon gets into a 12 of Sale. And the 05 of Kyle Buck, all involved here with 12 laps to go in tonight's main event action here at the USA International Speedway as Thomas Frisch continues to lead us here. He has led from the drop of the green, has the number 54 of Thomas Frisch.
Sorry to interrupt, Big Cheese, but we
Okay. So yet another update here. We will actually run 60 laps. They're watching Feel Like Crazy up there. Looks like we will go to lap number 60 instead of 40. So what was 11 laps to go now turns into 21 laps to go here tonight as we are about to cross halfway this next time by. So another update, a second update of the night. We will now go to lap number 60 instead of 80. So we get set for a restart here. This one puts new life into this race for the likes of Ricky LeDuc, Daryl Dillon, and Jeff Town. Jeff Town, of course, coming from the rear of the field as we get set for yet another restart as there goes that iRacing pace truck off the speedway. 54 Thomas Frisch looking to pick up right where he left off. Green flag is back in the air here for the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. And wow, that 4-car pack just took off from the rest of the field like a pack of rocket ships. Down into turns 1 and 2 with LeDuc trying to make another move on the 54 of Thomas Frisch. You got to get that run on the outside and clear him, but here comes Jeff Town. What a run from car number 2 as he gets right up on the bumper of the 54. Into turns 3 and 4. Town going to check up the 7 machine of Daryl Dillon, giving it his best shot on the outside here as we got more guys trying to get this mix. Here comes the 41 of David Gross. Now into this, making this a 5-car dance for the lead. Side by side for second from Jeffrey Town and Ricky LeDuc. Is LeDuc going to get the advantage coming out of turn number 2? And he may just clear the 2 machine of Town. down the back straightaway. Yes, he will. Ricky LeDuc soulfully in second now. Is now the 2 of Town. Going to try and go back to the inside. Here comes to the outside now. The 7 of Daryl Dillon. Dillon trying to make that outside work. You got to give that one a couple more laps to work in, big boy, as he's going to have to settle for third for the time being. Looking back now, Rutherford. Hacker right behind him. Wow, Brian Toller here. Dylan Sale involved in a caution. Those two will get it back going here. No caution has been waived. Still green. Just over halfway of this race. Lap 32 going in the books this time, as Jeffrey Town still trying to work on Ricky LeDuc. These guys not letting Thomas Frisch escape. About a half-second advantage here for the number 54, the Sim Racers for Mental Health sponsored driver, Mr. Thomas Frisch. Looking back, there's a little bit of contact. Daryl Dillon dropping a couple of spots here. He drops one to the 41 of David Gross. Now in jeopardy of dropping another to Andrew Rutherford, Austin Albritton right there as well. And here comes Brian Hacker. How about this? James Murphy inside the top 10 now in the 65 car. Reed Christensen still hanging tough in the 10th spot in car number 30. The action is heating up from 5th on back. Look at this pack of cars here. Oh, 7 makes a mistake. Big mistake out of Daryl Dillon. Dillon going to hit the wall. Dillon going to hit the 41. Wow, what a caution. David Gross around down the back straightaway. Caution flag flies as the 41 car catches the brunt of that mistake from the 7 of Daryl Dillon. And that will be a catastrophic failure to his night, as Dillon got a little bit loose there. Coming out of turn number 2, hit the wall. 41 gets into the back end, and then Albert nowhere to go for the 1 car, as the caution flag will fly here just over halfway on lap number 34. See the starter just waving the mess out of that yellow flag right now. He's telling these guys they need to slow their behinds down. Man, oh man. There's a good look at what's left of this field here. I don't believe we have let off. Maybe, I believe 1 car might be out of this one. I believe Josh Dube. Yeah, Josh Dube looks like the only car out of this one. As there's a good overhead look here from the blimp here. It's not sponsored, so we won't call it what you guys normally see it as. But the blimp giving us a good look here as lights still on the pace truck. So we get set to come around and take that 1 to go to green. Thomas Frisch, your leader so far, led from the green flag to this point at lap number 36 of 60. It says 80 on the top of your screen. Race has been cut to 60 due to fuel constraints tonight at the USA International Speedway. Who will come out on top? Still a little over 20 laps to find out, 24 to be exact, but LeDuc has looked strong at times. Jeffrey Town, a hard charger from the back, racing for that Sim Racer for Mental Health back row challenge here. That would be plus $50 to his winning totals, but he has a tough task ahead of him. Thomas Frisch has been virtually unbeatable guarding the bottom so far tonight. So we get set for yet another restart here on a lap number 37. Pace truck has exited the speedway. Green flag going to fly. Frisch back on the lap pedal. And we're racing into turns 1 and 2. LeDuc going to give him another challenge here on the top. And here comes Town on the bottom. I was about to say Toller back there in the 2 car. Two cars. So I kind of get confused on which one is which here every now and then. But yeah, Town up to 3rd right now. Good run for him as he's on the bottom of Ricky LeDuc. LeDuc on the top. Whoa, gets that big head of steam. Had to hit the binders before he got into the back of Thomas Frisch. Behind these guys, look at James Murphy on the top shelf. Ooh, Elliott Vining a little loosey-goosey down on the bottom. There, the low some improvement, number 49. As he falls into the clutches of Kyle Buck up in front of these guys. 19, Machine of Thompson, weaving in and out of the frame here. Christensen and Murphy currently 7th and 8th. as we've got another caution on the Speedway, as this one has multiple drivers involved once again. See what triggers it here. So you got the 03 with contact from the 05, makes contact with the 49, then gets back into the 05, and everybody else piles in. There's a piece for Danny Brown. There's a piece for Darrell Dillon. A few more, I believe, get into it here. Nathan Wenzel. Jonathan Goodman doesn't catch a piece. Good heads up driving there by Jonathan Goodman, as he will avoid this caution. So 20 laps to go here, and Thomas Frisch has an absolute chokehold on the rest of the field as we sit at the USA International Speedway. Tuning back in live here as we take the one to go to green. We're restarting to lap number 43. Top 10 right now. Frisch, Leduc, your front row. Town Hacker on row number 2. Rutherford and Albritton there on row number 4. Row number 3, excuse me. James Murphy and Reed Christensen on row number 4. And row number 5, Aaron Thompson, Elliott Vining, as we get set for another restart here into lap number 43 of 60 tonight at the USA International Speedway. You're watching the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association Street Stocks live on Talking Dirt TV. Of course, my name is Ryan Williams. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click the notification bell so you never miss a live stream broadcast from us here at TDTV. As we get set, here goes that iRacing pace truck off the speedway. Green flag gonna fly, Frisch on the loud pedal. Down the front straightaway we go. Him and Leduc battle hard into turns 1 and 2. Oh, wow. Frisch with a bad restart there. Looked like Town got a better jump. Oh, contact Jeffrey Town. What's going to happen behind him? Murphy involved. Accordion effect all the way back. Wow, look at these guys. As everybody just accordion together there in turns 1 and 2. Another caution tonight at the USA International Speedway. This one's tricky to say the least here, as we see them race down into turns 1 and 2. We see the 2 machine with a shot there to the 54. Taken in slow motion here as Murphy locks up the brakes getting into turn 1. Contact between he and Rutherford. Then he gets hit by the 19 car. There goes the 4 into the 19. Look at this accordion effect, guys. Look at this accordion effect. The 47 of Rodney Hattoon right there in the middle of it. 12 of Sale. 05 of Buck gets a piece of it. I believe that's the end of the accordion there, but the 4 machine caught up. The 19, the 47, the 12, the 05, all caught up in the accordion here at the USA International Speedway. This thing has been interesting to say the least so far tonight, as James Murphy, unfortunate there to be the start of that accordion effect wreck here on lap number 45. So here we are once again, yet another restart into what should be lap number 47. We'll have 14 laps to go once we take the green flag. Thomas Frisch, Ricky LeDuc still on the front row here. It's now Hacker in town. They flip-flopped on row number 2. As up front, looks like the iRacing pace truck off the speedway. And Frisch going to hit the loud pedal. Green flag back in the air here at USA. And we are racing once again. Your top 6 right now pulling away from the rest of the field. 19 of Thompson going to pull into this battle as we've got a good one brewing. Looks like Thomas Frisch escaping LeDuc for the time. He's got a pressure from the inside. William Banta incident 51 goes around. He's going to be able to get it back under control. No caution. We go back up front. Frisch and LeDuc still 1 and 2. Now the 11 of Hacker on the inside. Oh, turns him. Man, oh man, and we're still green. What in the world is happening here? Still green. LeDuc off the speedway. Thomas Frisch, your leader. Hacker's falling back to 4th. Al Britton battling hard on the outside. He's trying to take away 3rd. Man, oh man, this one's getting very interesting. This place getting slick, and these guys not able to adjust to it, some of them. Murphy works his way back up to 12th so far. Going back up front, Thomas Frisch still your race leader. Brian Hacker now 3rd. Jeffrey Town still 2nd, Town up to 2nd. They're in car number 2. Rounding out the top 5, Andrew Rutherford there. A little bit of a struggle coming out of turn number 4. He'll lose some ground on Al Britton. David Gross back in the number 41 car as he battles with the 19 of Aaron Thompson. Thompson going to get it way sideways there, just about clips the inside wall, but he will save it. And now he's going to have Elliott Vining pull in on the back of him as Nathan Wenzel goes around in turn 2. There's your caution. Nathan Wenzel around, and now the caution will fly out of turn number 2 for Nathan Wenzel with 10 laps to go here in tonight's main event. Guys, I'm not sure if the full moon is out tonight or what, but this has been a very interesting 51 laps to say the least for these Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. We usually see, maybe 3-4 cautions in a race, but this one, I believe, let's pull up this one. It'll tell me how many cautions we're working on right now. 9th caution of the night for the SOAR Street Stock so far, so not exactly what you want to see as we get close to the end of this race here. Looks like we're going to restart with probably around 8 laps to go. As it looks like we'll restart, 8 or 7 to go. As we will restart either into lap 53 or into lap 54 here. As Thomas Frisch continues to lead us. But now Hacker up to a strong 2nd. Al Britton and Town 3rd and 4th. Rutherford, Gross, Thompson, Vining, Brown, Dillon. Your top 10 as we sit. Under 10 laps to go in this one. Yeah, Alex, this has been an interesting one to say the least. I don't think I've seen this many cautions out of these guys. So not exactly what I wanted to see tonight, but still, the racing up front has been excellent, minus that incident there between, I believe it was Hacker and LeDuc battling for 2nd. Other than that, though, so far so good up front as we get set for a restart here. Lights go out atop the iRacing Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing for tonight's penultimate event of the SOAR Season 3 schedule. Remember, next week, Myrtle Beach Speedway, 125 laps to crown a champion. As we get set here, looks like we're going to restart into 7 laps to go. Remember, race shortened to 60 laps due to fuel concerns at this big half-mile USA International Speedway. Thomas Frisch looking to do the dang thing, lead from start to finish, but he's got his hands full now to bad, fast race car drivers behind him. That being Brian Hacker, Jeffrey Town. Hey, even throw Austin Albritton in there. All these guys have a chance. Rutherford was great last week. He's running good here tonight. Pace truck's off the speedway. Green flag gonna fly. Here comes the 54 of Thomas Frisch across the start-finish stripe. He'll lead us down into turns 1 and 2 once again into lap 54 of 60. Oh, boy. It's Danny Brown. I do believe, yep, Danny Brown. Let's watch him go down into turns 1 and 2 here. Let's hit the... Oh, wow. Yeah, Brown just unfortunate there. Loops it in turns 1 and 2. Doesn't look like he makes any contact with anybody else just yet. Two of Tyler does catch a piece of it, but he looks to be the only one. Is Danny Brown going to draw caution here? Gonna draw caution here with just a few laps remaining. 6 laps to go. It might say 26 up there, but we're only racing to 60 here, so 6 laps to go tonight. So Alex says the 11's going to win. Hacker definitely has a shot here. So we're down to 5 laps to go, only racing to lap number 60 of 80. Yeah, I hope they give y'all a tire change too. We'll see how they manage to do that here. As lights are out, we're going back. Green flag racing, 5 laps to go. And tonight's 60 lap main event. Green flag, there's Frisch on the loud pedal. Great restart for the 54 machine, as he's looking to take home his first series win of the year, defending champion of the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Got 2 bad fast drivers right behind him in second and third right now. They are side by side. 4 laps to go. Thomas Frisch into turns 3 and 4 here. Whoa, look at the run from the 11 of Hacker on the top. Frisch guarding the bottom. Hacker says, I don't need the bottom where I'm going. He goes straight to the top. He's going to have a run off turn number 4 as Frisch gets a little loosey-goosey. Contact between he and the number 13 of Jeffrey Town, as now the 11 led that last lap. Frisch slows on the bottom again. The 2 machine goes low. 3 wide for the race lead out of turn number 2. The 11 of Hacker going to escape with it. Looks like Alex called it, as Brian Hacker, now your race leader, coming into 2 laps to go. Man, oh man, Frisch had it until he lost it, it looks like, as the 2 machine of Town got around him. The 11 of Hacker as well, as we've got yellow yet again here. See if we can figure out who this one is for. Austin Albritton, possibly, as he picks back up pace there in the number 1 car. See what happens to Albritton totally here. Gets into the corner. Let's see if the 41 gets up into him. Nope, gets down into the 41. Then up into the number 19, and around goes Albritton. Caution flag does fly yet again here. 11th caution of the night. So looks like it will be a green-white checkered on the restart. Let me just check to make sure. Yeah, this one has been a crazy, crazy race to say the least. Thomas Frisch looked like he was in the driver's seat this entire race until right there in that moment. He was passed not only by Brian Hacker in the 11, but also the 2 machine of Jeffrey Town, as now Frisch finds himself back in 3rd in front of David Gross. Andrew Rutherford, your top 5 as we sit. Let's check on the TDTV driver, Murphy. Back up to 11th after racing from the tail. Got up into the top 5. Fell back after an incident. And now finds himself back in 11th here for what I believe will be a green-white checkered restart. So 3 attempts at a green-white checkered coming your guys' way next. Here with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks at the USA International Speedway. And if Brian Hacker can hold him off here for 2 laps, he will be the 2nd repeat winner of the season. He will become the only other besides Austin Albritton to win back-to-back races, but not if Jeffrey Town has anything to say about it. These two about to lock horns for 2 laps here. 3 attempts at a green-white checkered restart coming up here at the USA International Speedway. Hackertown, your front row. Frisch Gross, row number 2. Row number 3 is Dillon and Rutherford. Row number 4 is Vining and Buck. And row number 5 is Huntoon and now Colt Martin into the mix, running in 9th. Here we go, race fans. Green, white checkered. Attempt number 1 is about to go green as the iRacing pace truck dips off turn number 4. Green flag is out. Here is Brian Hackers on the loud pedal. Down into turns 1 and 2 here. These long straightaways. Looks like the 54 Frisch even worse on this restart. Wow, Frisch dropped 2 spots off the jump there. That gave David Gross the 3rd spot and Daryl Dillon the 4th spot. Back up front, Brian Hacker. And the 2 machine of Jeffrey Town going to battle here as we come to the white flag. 1 lap to go, race fans. Yeah, he might have missed it. That's my only guess there is he missed a shift, but I always start in gear 4 in these things. I don't really ever see much advantage in starting in 3rd and shifting up to 4th, but nevertheless, last lap down the back straightaway for the final time. Here we go. Town's got 1 last shot at it. Can he load one up and give it to the 11? Oh, gives him a shot. Wow, he does give him a shot. The 2 of Town. Who's going to come out on top? Dillon at the top of the racetrack. Brian Hacker will win it in a photo finish at the line. What in the world did we just witness? Holy cow, race fans. That one's got to get on the TDTV instant replay. What in the world? So here goes your top 2 into 3 and 4 for the final time. It looks almost like the 2 of Town does this on purpose to straighten back out the 11. And I believe we might have just seen sportsmanship moment of the year from Jeff Town. I'll get confirmation on that in a minute. The 7 of Daryl Dillon tried to whole shot it to the outside with, oh man, it just didn't work for Dillon. That could have been a savior of his year. But overall, Brian Hacker able to rebound there after a possible assist from Jeff Town, as those two are 1 and 2. Dillon 3rd, Buck 4th. Let's see here. Let's actually pull it up this way. Actually, they will not end it. I believe we will have to wait out the rest of the time here before we have an official winner. But while we're waiting, let's see here if we can pull into the broadcast booth with us here to have a word with Huntley, Illinois' Brian Hacker, tonight's winner of the race here at USA International Speedway in a timed, shortened fashion. And in great fashion there on the very last lap, Mr. Brian Hacker becoming just the 2nd driver to win back-to-back races this season with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Brian, once again, welcome back to victory lane here in a time-shortened fashion. It made that back row, coming from the back row, a little bit harder there, but that 11 got it done once again, my brother.
Yeah, definitely got a little nerve-wracking there at the end, but glad we were able to hold on. It was a pretty wild ride to try to get through this field. It was a little chaotic at times tonight, so glad we were able to get through. We got caught up in one pretty big one. We were able to get it fixed and kind of slowly picked our way through the front. And once I got to that restart where I was on the outside of Thomas, I actually kind of preferred the outside. Everybody was right down on the bottom, and I thought you could really roll the middle, and got the momentum off 2 and again off of 4, and we cleared them, and that's what we needed.
Absolutely, yeah. And it was an interesting restart there between, I believe, Frisch was leading the race at the time. It almost looks like he missed a shift there that gives you the golden goose opportunity. You jump straight to the lead there, but then we get to that final lap. Take me through that last corner, because obviously you and the 2 machine make a little contact there, and it almost looks like he gives you the good sportsmanship of the year move there to straighten you back out. But take me through what happened from your perspective.
Yeah, I knew he was running the bottom, and I didn't see him really try to run through the middle at all, so I didn't think he was going to try it. So I knew in order for me to protect the line and ultimately the win, I was going to have to run right down on the wall. And sure enough, he did that, and I think he got in hotter than I did and got into me. And I don't think there was any intent. I think he was just doing what he had to do. I'd been running about a lane up the last couple laps, so he probably expected me to do that and not try to protect for the win, but I had to do what I had to do, and he was just trying to do what he had to do, and we came together, and I thought we were going to go around, but he kept it in it and got us straightened out, and then we were able to finish 1-2, so hats off to him for not, just pile driving me after the fact.
Absolutely, Brian. And once again, well on your way to a season 3 championship here with SOAR. So first off, congratulations for that. Got one more chance to maybe become this year's only three-peat winner next week at Myrtle Beach. But before we do that, for your big win here tonight at the USA Dirt Track, go ahead, shout out those sponsors. Anybody else you think deserves love for getting you the win here tonight?
Aberdeen Lodge, Carbon Junction, Pathfinder Chassis, Narrative Coffee, Reed and Thomas for putting up with us in here and giving us a great place to race on Tuesdays. You for jumping on board and doing these broadcasts. I know tonight was probably a little bit of a drag. We didn't get a whole lot of green flag action in, but hopefully there were some pretty good battles throughout. So I know we had to shorten the race just due to some goofy iRacing glitches, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it worked out. I wish we would have gone 80. Would have given me and Jeffrey a good another 20 laps to really battle it out. But also, before I let you guys go, kudos to Jeff for just not ended my night. He got into me, but I think he didn't mean to, and he wanted to straighten things out before the end. So kudos to him.
Absolutely, yeah, it was a great race between you guys. But once again, Brian, congratulations on another race win here, back to back for Brian Hacker. We look forward to seeing if you can make it 3 in a row next week as we head to Myrtle Beach.
Thanks, man.
That was race winner Brian Hacker. Now we'll have a word with the other side of that last lap kerfuffle here in the form of Jeffrey Town. Move him on up in here and have a word with tonight's second place finisher, driver of the number 2 machine, Jeff Town. Jeff, interesting race there. Of course, you come from the tail. Everything's looking good, and then all of a sudden, this 80-lap race becomes 40 and then 60 laps. How much of a factor did that play into how hard you were driving the car there through the middle portion of this race?
Once I figured out it was shortened, I all of a sudden had to be more aggressive than I wanted to be. But I came to the field pretty decent actually, and then once Brian Hacker got up there, I knew I was gonna have my hands full. It was tough getting by Thomas there. He was definitely protecting the bottom. So I tried to get past him, and then Hacker took us 3 wide and got us both on the outside. And then that last restart, I meant to give Hacker a little bump, but I definitely didn't mean to get him sideways. So I was actually trying to straighten him out there at the end. I didn't want to win that way. So
yeah, and I kind of noticed that. It, like I said, you're probably in line for the Sportsmanship of the Year award right now after making that move there and trying to straighten him back out. But I mean, hey, the gloves were off, man. It was racing hard on the final lap there, so no love lost either way, to be honest with you. But still, all in all, really good run for this number 2 car tonight, coming from the back. But nobody has been quite able to achieve that Sim Racers for Mental Health back road challenge here. Now we'll see if it's able to be done next week as we get into our final race. We head to the Myrtle Beach Speedway, tricky racetrack. How are you feeling as we head down to Myrtle Beach?
I feel super confident about Myrtle Beach. It's actually one of my better tracks on the sim, especially in the street stocks. I mean, it's a lot more laps, so hopefully I can do it again. This is my 3rd time in a row trying the front row challenge, and let me tell you, it is not easy. So
it's difficult.
There's I think 125 laps at Myrtle Beach next week. So if I can get on the front row, yes, I'm going to take the front row challenge, and hopefully with that many laps, I can maybe do something with it.
Yeah, with the added laps, it does seem possible. So we're excited to see how that does in fact play out. But for tonight's second place run, Jeff, go ahead, shout out any sponsors on the car, anybody else you think deserves some love for getting you into the top 3 here tonight.
Yeah, I got a couple of real life sponsors: Force Engineering, Midwest Mountain Mods. They helped me out a bunch. All my friends on here: Andy Rutherford, Pete Dillon, Ricky Leduc, David Gross. We all practice throughout the week, get each other better. This dirt stuff's kind of new to all of us, so we're slowly getting better and learning it and chasing the track and all that. So, yeah, it honestly, racing kind of on here especially takes kind of a group effort. It's boring. It's boring to get on here by yourself. So the fact that I got some buddies that jump on and work with me on stuff, that makes it more enjoyable for sure.
Absolutely. Well, man, once again, congratulations on your second place finish here tonight. We were hoping to see the full 80 because this might have been a very different race, but guess what? We got 125 next week at Myrtle Beach. Good luck to you. We'll see if you can get it done from the back there again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the broadcast.
No problem at all, Jeff. We'll catch you next week. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, one driver left to have a word with here. If we can get him in, let's see here. Let's see if I can find him down here. And ladies and gentlemen, last person we got to talk to here tonight, coming home with a third place finish at USA after a wild late race run there, Mr. Daryl Dillon, driver of the number 7 car. Daryl, you started this one off up there in the top 5, kind of fall back there through the midway point of the race, and then it's decided this one's going to be cut in half and then cut into 2/3 at the end there. What kind of went through your mind there when that fuel situation started happening there? Did you have to, start driving the car a whole lot harder? Just kind of take me through this one from your vantage point there.
Well, I got myself in bad shape and kind of got a little door check from Andrew and hit the wall, and I got an EOL for that because I stacked up the field. And after that, it was go time. I knew I had to be really aggressive, but I also had to be really patient and light on the pedal. I found that running the bottom, there was just a little bit of wet stuff still left down there, and if you could slow the car up enough to go around the corner, you could make time on other people. When I got put on the outside, though, I couldn't go anywhere.
Well, from there on, though, you had a heck of a rebound getting back up into the top 5. But then, of course, we come to that final lap of this race, man, and it looked for a second like you had the golden opportunity to jump to the outside and really steal this one home. But what kind of happened there? Did you see a lane and it close up on you, or just quite didn't have enough to get by both of those guys?
I think if I would have committed to the top, I maybe could have been side by side with them coming to the line.
That would have been epic.
But I was already committed to the bottom, so I had to make a quick reaction to go right to try to go around them.
Right.
I thought Hacker was going to go all the way around, but he's a heck of a wheel man and was able to save it and keep on going and pull off the win.
Well, hey, I mean, you can't be disappointed with the third place finish either. Those guys raced their tails off, and so did you to get back to third there before the end. We had one more race in this season. Myrtle Beach Speedway next Tuesday night, 125 laps. Going to be a very, very different deal from what we see in the rest of the year. Hopefully they give us a set of tires to change into. But how are we feeling as we head down to USA? Or not USA, this is USA. Myrtle Beach Speedway. That little tricky track going to prove a tough test for most of these guys. How's it going to fare for you?
Fare pretty well at Myrtle Beach. Probably about the same as the rest of the season. I'll probably be somewhere in the top 5-ish. I run pretty good there. I don't think I got anything for Hacker, Austin, Andy. Sometimes Ricky. Ricky's usually pretty fast. and Jeff, my teammate Jeff. Sorry, I don't do a whole lot of interviews.
It's all good. But hey, all I could tell you, don't count yourself out, man. You've got a puncher's chance just as everybody else does with that one next week, Daryl. But for tonight's third place finish, go ahead, shout out any sponsors you want on the car, and anybody else you think deserves some love for getting you on the podium here tonight.
I'd like to shout out my teammates, Jeff Town, Andrew Rutherford, Ricky Leduc, David Gross. He's the one that actually invited us all into the league, and my fiance Paula for letting me do this. You guys for broadcasting it, and everybody for putting this show on. It's a whole lot of fun. All the drivers in this league are pretty good, and it's a lot of stiff competition.
Absolutely, Daryl. Well, once again, congratulations on your third place run here tonight, and we'll catch you next week as we wrap up the season at Myrtle Beach.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
No problem at all. As that is your top three from tonight's race. Of course, it was won by the driver of the number 11, Brian Hacker. Jeff Town comes home second. Dylan comes home third. The rest of the results will be posted by the SOAR Street Stock Series here soon as it's all jumping up on my screen. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in tonight. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Click the notification bell so you never miss a live stream from us here at TDTV. Once again, we'll be back this Thursday night. More DOB Big Block Modified action coming your way, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then next week, we will round out the Southern Outlaw Street Stock Series with a trip to the Myrtle Beach Speedway for 125 laps. So for tonight, my name has been Ryan Williams. I have greatly enjoyed our time together, and I and possibly Matt Pridgeon will catch you next Tuesday with the more SOAR action. But before that, this Thursday with the DOB Big Block Modified Series. Have a good night, everybody.